welcome back to Geek Show Arcade.
Hey guys, I am so pumped for this. Let's do this, baby.
Oh yeah.
Where's all this energy coming from, Jaron?
It was a very slow help desk, gotta be honest. So I'm bringing it today.
The AI talk was not good for you?
Jaron, that was a very
pretty
interesting. In fact, that episode, even though it went long, was maybe one of the most interesting we've had in a while.
Hey,
I
I never
agree.
said it wasn't good for everyone.
What did you say?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Can't
He
hold
was
me to
bored.
it.
It was
Way to
slow,
go.
and he's bringing the energy hard.
All
Bringing
right.
the energy hard.
Well, this is where we talk about arcade and game-related stuff.
That's right. Video games and video game-related things. Let's introduce our panelists. He's right here next to me. He's Lando.
Hi, guys.
I think we
Why is he
missed
top
him.
position again?
Exactly. I think we missed he
I'm
was on the
so
top.
happy to be in the top.
Slipped under
I'm
the
so-
radar.
I'm happy to
just
be
like-
back. You want to know why? I was here first. I was on time to record the show. You guys were not. That gives me top spot privileges. If you
Oh,
want
is
to be
that-
here, be
is
on
that how we-
freaking time.
Is that how we do
I'm Lando.
No,
No.
that's definitely not
No?
how we do
Okay.
it. But
Okay.
but today it is. So
Okay.
great job.
Okay. Okay.
All right, we got
I'm
Owen.
Lando.
Yep.
he's Lando.
Famously punctual is my middle name. It's a very common nickname you'll hear when talking about me.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone call you punctual.
I have.
It may. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that maybe you just don't know a lot of people. So,
That could be
but
it.
you could find me here, being on time, usually always.
You were on time. More on time than Jaron was. That's
It
for sure.
leads a lot. It lends a lot of credence that I was on time today.
Mm.
There's been many times that I have literally watched 8 o'clock roll around and be like, "It's 8:02. I gotta go downstairs."
You
guys
sack.
are like, "I know." Anyway, that's
All
it.
right, that's it. It's Jaron.
Hi, this is Jaron. You can find me on Blue Sky Geronius. And we got a host. His name is Tony.
That's me. Check me out on Blue Sky at Quad T or on other Geek Show podcasts. All right, let's hope we have an email because I like to play the email button. Do we have an email?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good thing you said yes again because it was questionable. and I
Otherwise,
already
we're
pushed the
gonna
button.
be. Otherwise, we're gonna be making one up, Jaron.
Can't have no email when you push the email button.
Go put one in AI real quick. We'll find
That's
one.
what I'm talking about. Nothing's real.
Okay, I think Tony's going to like this one.
Oh,
It's
someone
his
calling me a
two-
champ again?
It's his two favorite topics.
Now we're talking.
Just so you know, I've never seen Tenet, purely on Tony's initial response.
Good,
man.
good decision.
Good decision.
Well
I mean,
played.
I
I
skipped it.
wish it was better. Dang it.
I skipped it and waited on Dunkirk, which
I
was
was-
excellent.
Dunkirk was very good. Yes.
Yeah.
So was Tenet, thank you.
Nope.
Which also back when Borderlands 3 was big, I would see you playing on PC from my Xbox and occasionally
Yeah.
sent repeat high-end weapons to you. Wondering if you ever received them, or the more likely, no cross-platform messages ever went through. Frankie, old OG nerd.
Nice, Frankie.
As
Love
we
it.
know from Tony, he takes years. Talk to James. Years
Still haven't
to
replied to
respond.
James's message.
Yeah. So
No, I don't think it allowed for cross-platform message sending.
how convenient.
Unless it might have if it went through the shift system that they set up, but I never ever logged into the shift stuff. So
You
that-
should
you
do it
you
now
actually
and
had to
see if
go
there's
to-
some guns in there.
You had to go to a dedicated website outside of the game to see any messages on there. The only
Son.
thing I did there was I drop in golden key codes.
Maybe you got a side quest now.
I never actually looked. Shift gearbox.
Oh no, you distracted the Tony.
I know.
The show has come to a screeching halt.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a rolling river.
Oh,
a
it's still-
babbling brook.
It's still up. They still have that website
Well,
up. There you
Look
go.
at your notifications. You get something from 10 years ago?
They don't
This is
have
Borderlands
any.
3, not 2.
They don't
Oh.
have any.
6 years ago?
They don't have any
Borderlands.
Borderlands 4 artwork on it, so it hasn't been updated yet. But it is there.
Wow.
Borderlands 3 was 2019. Wow, I thought it was like 2021.
6 years
No,
ago.
yeah, it
I
hasn't
like
been
being right
super long
randomly and not on purpose.
Good on you, Owen.
It was a guess. 60% of the time, I'm right all the time.
All right, let's see what we got in here. I have to, freaking Eula. It's making me scroll to the bottom. I agree. Let me go. Yeah, I read it. Oh, there's another one? Are you kidding me, Gearbox?
There's 2.
Oh my
What's
gosh.
the matter
We
with
now
you?
own your Xbox.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there's no spot for chats.
Oh.
You have gaming
Rats.
platforms, password, rewards, and other.
Take
So,
your
yeah.
word for it. Who's this person? Who's
Frankie,
something?
OG,
Frankie.
OG.
Well, take your word for it. Tony probably got him and sold him for lots of money.
I
He just didn't say anything.
You know, I appreciate you doing that, even though I didn't get any of them because of the cross-platform nonsense. But I think Borderlands 4 has better cross-platform support. So
Yeah, so go send him
might
some
be-
free stuff on there.
that wasn't what I was getting at, but sure.
Thanks, Owen.
Thanks for writing in, Frankie. You old geek. That's what he said, right?
Nerd.
Old
man.
OG.
He did. OG geek. Yeah.
Nice.
Old OG nerd.
OG
Nerd.
There we
Ah,
go.
that's
Love
right.
it. Love it.
No, you weren't. You said geek.
I said nerd. Did
I
I
said
say
geek.
Whatever. Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of video games, well, I mean that's what this whole show is about. So that was the best segue you're gonna get. Fortnite payout is coming around again.
What game is that?
Fork knife? I'm pretty sure you've heard of it.
No, Fortnite
back-
payout.
Back in 2023, there was a settlement that was concluded with the FTC and Epic Games. Epic Games agreed to pay $245 million to settle the allegations that the developer was using deceptive practices to trick the youth into making unwanted purchases.
So the
We never-
lawyers will get 90% of that,
Seriously.
and we'll be left with pennies.
So the FTC, they're doing the refund in waves. They already sent out the first wave in December of last year
To where?
to the users that opted into the class action lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was that was 72 million of it, and it sent out over 629,000 payments for that.
Do you ever get those notices and you're like, I
Once
can't
in
tell
a-
if this is a scam or not. I'm not
yeah,
gonna do it.
yeah. And then I'll usually look into it a little bit, and I'm usually just like, they want a lot of information for $7
Yeah.
in recompense 2 years down the road. I'm not doing this. So anyway, the next round of payouts is coming up for that lawsuit. So if you didn't get it last time and you participated in it, you might get it.
Do they ever list the maximum
now.
payout per person?
Or
Or do they just say, hey, they had to pay $8 million and it's going out to 650,000 people, and
I
you
don't
have to
know.
do math on your own? Because I don't like doing math on my own.
The interesting thing
That
about
tracks.
it, though, is you can still apply to be a part of this. You can apply for a refund.
Oh, now that they've won.
Yeah,
You can be like-
even though they've already won.
So I randomly and probably dangerously signed up for the ITT Tech one. I went there, and they got sued and closed down and everything, and there was a class action against them for what's the
Deceptive.
word? Deceptive. Thank you. To me, deception is violence. Because those are fighting words.
Did you
get
get
it?
anything out of that?
Yeah, I have gotten to date 3 payments of $26.27. $26.27.
There you go.
That's
Look
not
at that.
nothing.
Set to my
The gift
Venmo for
that
the last.
keeps on giving.
They're like, you know what? Here's what are we almost at $80? Or
Yeah.
a little bit over, and it's like, you know what? Here's $80. Go. But you know what I did with it? I went and bought $80 worth of sushi.
Hamburgers.
Sushi. We went to
Oh.
sushi
Nice.
on that money.
Okay.
It was worth
I
it.
knew it was food at least.
Did you end up having to pay your student loans back still?
Nope.
Nice.
I wrote so I graduated right in the grace window before they closed down. I wrote the big old letter about everything that happened, and it got accepted. Then Nancy DeVos got voted in during the first Trump presidency, and she stalled everything. Then when Biden came back in, they pushed everything through. So like $58,000.
Nice.
I hate you. I hate you so much right now.
That's not.
I
that's
cannot
not,
believe that's
that's
really
not-
going to happen to you.
That's not. That's
I
not
think you
counting.
should die.
That's not.
I
That's
hate
not
it.
counting.
Why?
You know what? I
aren't-
think
can't you
Owen
be
was-
happy for your friend?
That's
huh?
right.
I am happy for you in a very jealous, upsetting way.
I think
not
Owen,
counting the
Owen
fact.
was due a win from the
Yeah,
universe.
No,
and
that's
was.
it. By the way, my life has been an absolute
all the
crap
win.
I
rolling
could use a
downhill
win, too.
since then. My life's been one turd rolling down the hill, collecting more turds.
Owen, you deserve it, buddy.
Turds
Slap,
on
Lando,
slap.
he doesn't.
That doesn't
Lando,
even-
so you got denied? Is that what we're looking at here?
No, I don't really have like. I'm not mad for me because I have like no student loans, but my wife has just about as much as Owen just said.
Yeah, but she's getting an actual medical thing, right? Degree. Mine was.
No, they threw that away, my dude. The
Oh.
10-year, if you pay for 10 years, not only that, but they've been in deferment for a while because of all the COVID.
Well, I'm just saying, ITT Tech. That was for a bachelor's in cybersecurity. For
You kidding me?
$58,000, and that's not counting
4
the fact
years?
that anything that the Pell Grant or the whatever the grant that it was 3
That's
years. So it was an
minus
accelerator. Anything my government loans wouldn't cover,
Yeah,
they would put into a ghost account, and that was another $15,000. That when you graduate, they would slap that on your desk and be like, "We want this right now."
ITT was
Suddenly,
so
suddenly,
They were
student
so
loan
bad.
talk. Can we move on back to games?
Anyway.
So back to a
Yeah,
happier
sorry.
topic.
I don't know. I kind of want to see you lose your crap again. That
So it was more like 75,000.
Happy
Lando.
for you, Owen. You need the win. I'm very happy
so
for you.
wait. So it was like 75K, not 58K.
Because the 58 that was federal
Oh.
subsidized, and then the ghost stuff went away when they went bankrupt.
That's a lot of money.
they
that
couldn't
you just
collect.
got forgiven. That's great.
Yeah, it was life
Who's
saving.
gonna pay for that, Owen? Meh.
Me, the middle class.
The shoes out. Whenever the shoes on the other foot, it's like, who the frick's gonna pay for this? This is bullcrap. And then if someone were to say, "Well, we'll get yours too," I love this. Never
Actually,
mind. I don't
I
care
know.
who's paying for it.
when the what are those checks that Obama did? Those incentive checks or whatever.
No, it started with so you had stimulus
Stimulus checks. when
checks from W,
yeah.
and then you had I think Obama did a stimulus
Oh,
check
yeah, he
or
did.
two,
Yeah.
and then
And
you
the
got
COVID-
and
all
you
the
got
COVID
COVID
stuff.
money
I mean, it's-
from
all my very
Obama- or
staunch
from-
Republican
yeah,
family
Trump.
members were like, "Who's gonna pay for this?" And they got their $4,000 in tax credits or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like,
Never mind.
"Buying myself a new 4-wheeler."
Yeah, exactly. Using it wisely.
Yeah.
The thing
Okay,
about all
game
that money,
talk. Back to games.
the
We're
thing
not
about
a
all that
political
money
podcast.
is they just decide to print more. That
We're
you
just
know,
talking about-
who
yeah.
pays for it?
We're just
Inflation
talking
pays
about-
for it.
Yeah, we're just talking about money, Lando. And
So-
you don't know what that is, but anyway,
All right.
it's like crypto but more stable.
Oh, if you wanna participate in that,
That was good.
if you want to participate in that Fortnite stuff, if you haven't got a refund already and you meet the qualifications, go to ftc.gov/enforcement/refunds/Fortnite-refunds.
I wonder how do they know if you qualify? Are there requirements that you have to do? Would it be worth it for anybody to just go sign up?
That would be
Sign up and
dishonest.
see if you.
I've played Fortnite. I'm sure I qualify.
It's capitalism, Tony.
Here's how you
It's capitalism, Tony.
You were-
Dishonest in capitalism?
You were
No.
charged in-game currency for items you didn't want between January of 2017 and September of 2022, or your child made charges to your credit card without
I'm
your
sure
knowledge
Owen did that at one point.
between
Sign
2017
up!
and 2018.
The case is already settled. All you're doing is joining the mob of other people that also didn't have that happen.
Or if you're-
to get some cheeseburger money.
If your account was locked between January 2017 and September 2022 after you complained to your credit card company about wrongful charges,
If you disputed the charges,
They're like,
they were
"Here,
like, you
that's
know
it.
what?
We're locking
you know
that
what? No more
account."
Fortnite for you.
That's right.
Awesome.
So epic.
I get it. I see what you did there. Owner, epic.
Epic,
All
got
right.
it.
Let's talk about the big news of the week. All the games are on sale.
It's a summer sale.
Steam Summer Sale. It's live, baby.
Anything good?
There's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, that's entirely up to
Like,
you.
I have choice paralysis. I have to rely on Jaron and Tony to know
Well,
what is fun or not.
here's another thing to consider too. Green Man Gaming is also having their sale right now, and sometimes
I
the
never
prices,
go there.
Sometimes the prices for Steam games are a little bit cheaper on their sales than
Can you
even
get
on
Steam games from
yeah,
Green
you
Man?
just
Oh,
buy
yeah.
Steam key straight through Green Man Gaming. It's a legit site too. It's not shady. It's not a gray
It
market.
sounds shady.
It's not a gray
not like-
market. It's
like-
There's a
it's
lot of
not
sites
like-
like that. Fanatical is another one. Similar
It's
to
not
Green
like
Man
it's not like
Gaming.
Kingwin.
no, it's not like Kinguin or CD.
Humble also has their own sale. And
Everyone's got their summer sale going. Almost everyone right now,
yeah.
anyway.
So if you need more to your backlog because that's
Right.
what it is. Let's be realistic.
Crypt the net.
Then why don't you spend some money there?
Yep.
Man,
I think
this
speaking of
freaking
Borderlands 3, I think you can get
Final
Borderlands
Fantasy
3 for
VII
like
remake is
$6.
$5.
Yep.
So it goes through July 10th at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
I don't have
So you
money
still
for
got
this.
a week and a half to check
Yeah.
it out. Let's
That's what I'm
see.
saying,
Speaking
Owen.
of Steam, this is pretty cool. They have finally launched out of beta to the general public their in-game metrics.
This is pretty awesome, actually.
Steam has?
Yeah.
If you are a
Oh.
PC gamer, at some point using like statistics about how your computer is running is beneficial.
Mhm.
And Lando, I know, blah blah blah. Why don't you just play games? Well, you're not a PC gamer then. Anyway, in the past, you had to resort to more complicated things.
He's busy looking at PC games.
Yeah.
I'm looking
yeah,
at
yeah.
Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, the complete edition, for $5.
$5 dues.
So like you'd have to install MSI Afterburner with Reba Tuner Statistics Server
Yep.
to get good statistics
lot of work,
on there.
yeah.
It's a lot of work.
You can get
NVIDIA
semi-good
Alto
statistics
burner.
through NVIDIA is what I was going to say.
Yeah, NVIDIA has their own statistics. Honestly, though, it's not as robust as I would
No.
want it to be. But it does it. It's okay in a pinch,
Yep.
and you don't have to install anything extra. However, nowadays Steam I guess Steam technically always had their own, but it was basically just frame rate, and that was it. The Steam Deck has really good statistics, and so what they're kind of doing is kind of it's a little bit different than Steam Deck style statistics here, but it's still pretty great. So all you have to do is set up a hotkey for within Steam, and you can bring up these very helpful statistics with with a shortcut. It has has frame rate in there in addition to normal frame rate. So
That's
if you have
pretty cool.
if you have frame gen on, it'll show like FPS 64 frames, frame gen 128 frames. So it'll give you both, which is very helpful because while frame gen is nice, it doesn't really do much for latency. So you'd want to see your base frame rate to see if it's good enough for frame gen to begin with. It'll also tell you frame rate minimums, frame rate maximums. It'll tell you current CPU usage, what your usage is on the CPU above normal. It'll give you like a frame time graph. Well, not frame time actually. It'll just show you like frame max and frame min within a couple minutes time frame there. It'll give you GPU statistics, VRAM utilization, temperatures, RAM, all that good stuff. And it's easy. I really like it. It's on the newest Steam client update.
So
Yeah.
does it work when you're not playing Steam games? Say you're playing an Epic game, can you still pull it up?
If you put your Steam game within Steam, yeah,
Oh, you have to.
Oh,
which
you move
I
it
do
in.
anyway, so I'm
I-
fine with it.
I don't do that. I don't like my worlds colliding.
Why? One launcher to rule them all.
That's how it is.
Don't
Yeah.
like it.
Oh man, if Xbox got a Steam launcher, I would be spending thousands of dollars because there's a lot of
Oh.
games on here.
Lucky for
I
you.
would want my
That's probably in the
Xbox?
cards.
I
does
know.
have a Steam launcher. Actually, that came out too. That's another story. It's the Xbox app for Windows. If you're an Xbox insider, you can now see Steam games within the Xbox app.
You can't play them though. Oh wait,
what?
on PC you can.
On
yeah.
PC,
I was
yes.
thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a very rudimentary first step in what Windows needs to do to make Windows viable. Like, I don't want another launcher, Microsoft.
No.
What I want is better gaming features, less
Except that Steam-
hitches.
Except that Steam is the One Ring, and just give us access to it.
I mean,
You want to
it's
be
fine.
Xbox everywhere?
All
Do
of
that.
It's fine if they do it. They just need to do a whole lot more than that.
I was going to say, all of this is nice, but what they really need to do, the absolute bare minimum they need to do right now is they need to get rid of UWP games. All of the games on Xbox app on PC should be executables.
They are
They-
executables.
No, they're not
Yeah,
all
they are.
executables. Some of
Yeah,
them
they
are UWP still. And so they don't
Any
get up-
modern one is executable.
right, but there's old ones, older, and they don't get updated as frequently as Steam does. They don't perform as well. They're not feature. There's no feature parity. It's nasty. Why are you looking at me like that, Jaron?
Something weird happened in the notes, but I fixed it.
Thanks, Jaron.
Oh, this is a Verge story, and they won't let me scroll down because they're stupid.
Have you guys been running into that lately? Most of the stories I want to read in the news have all been paywalled lately.
I
sounds
unfollowed The Verge on Blue Sky because 90% of the stories they post there, you have to pay for their subscription to read.
That's why you run your own RSS server, and then that will convert it to a full article without having to pay. Easy.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I do.
And all those sites, by the way, which I've learned from my secret project, my secret socials project, has an RSS feed link.
Yeah.
They all have one.
Yep. RSS is not dead, my friends. It is more alive than it has ever been.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It's just
Yeah,
complicated.
it does.
I'd rather just complain.
It's fun
Me
work.
too.
Me too, Tony. It's the salt. That's a spice of life.
That's right.
It's not somebody arguing or rolling their eyes. What are you even doing?
All right.
Wait. Worlds colliding, Tony. I want to understand this. So you want to know exactly what launcher your game is in every time
It
you
just
launch
takes effort. It takes effort to move them into Steam.
I do.
It's not
because
that hard. There's like programs that'll do it for you.
Is it
Prob-
more
Just
than
told
clicking?
you, Jared. It's more fun to complain about it than to do it.
First of all, that.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Thank you.
The problem with having them all run through Steam is it still has to run the launcher in the background.
It does, right?
And if it doesn't run the
They got
launcher
2 apps
already in the background, then I have to wait for the launcher to launch and update the game if it needs it and everything.
Just
Whereas
leave those launchers running in the background anyway.
I can't believe you
At that
just
point,
said
you might as
that.
well make registry changes without
Tony,
rebooting your
There's
computer.
2 or
Jared, what are
3
you
of them.
doing?
Do you have 64
Tony's-
gigabytes of RAM, Tony?
I
Tony's
can't-
flabbers are gasted. He
I-
can't even.
Do you have
he-
64 gigs of RAM, Tony?
I do, and I
Okay,
am
then why does
absolutely-
it matter?
Because this is you, and you complain when an
You
app
don't-
is
you don't
taking
even like
an
cr-
extra 100 megabytes of
You don't-
RAM on your
you
computer.
can't even use Chrome
When I don't
on your
need
computer.
it, but if I need it, I don't care.
you don't even
Well,
use Chrome.
none of your computers need it, and you still complain about it. All of
Oh,
your
yeah.
computers have at least 32 gigabytes of RAM.
You've been trolled.
I can't believe, like, I am blown away that Jaren says, just leave
Here.
all the apps open.
I'll
Like,
show you a
what-
screenshot of my. I
what-
have the EA app
what
open
is
right
going-
now.
what
I
is
have the
going on
Ubisoft
right
app
now?
open right now.
What
I have 64
world?
gigs of RAM. Why would I care?
I can't believe this. Like, this is
And
the
I'm not
wildest-
doing
and
like
dogs.
processor intensive stuff on my
This is-
computer.
This is cats and
Like my
dogs
work
living
computer.
together.
Living
Mass
together.
hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
I don't even know who you are anymore, Jared.
Yeah.
Look, neither does your
You've
camera. You've gone all
changed.
blurry.
You've
You are
changed,
completely changing.
Man.
You're a different person from what we
Wow.
thought we knew you as.
Just run all the launchers. You
you probably
have
keep
them,
Excel open
you,
all the time, don't you? And
you-
Chrome.
you probably just have them launch automatically when you reboot your computer on startup, don't you? You savage.
And also, like I built a script for the Epic Game Store actually that will start the Epic Game Store app and then close it after the game is done in Steam. So it's kind of cool.
But you have 64 gigs of RAM. Why would you do that?
Why bother doing that?
Because I had fun doing it. I like tweaking.
You
You are
are
an enigma.
you are an
My
enigma.
God.
indeed.
That
My
was
guy.
the game. Write a
That's-
script.
I don't even know what to say. I am flabbergasted, as
The
Owen has
gasts
said.
have been flabbered.
So
Yeah.
flabbered.
All of them.
All right, Owen. Tell us about the shady shiz that Nintendo is doing.
Oh
No.
my.
So
So
much.
we know that the bans have been going on, right? Like
If you
they've
use
been
like
console
the MIG cartridge
banning.
and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
right. This story, actually, I found the story, and then somebody on our Discord posted it too. I think it was Cody. But the permabans that are happening are so permanent. If you're going to punish people this way, you better be able to reverse it, right? So permabans are so permanent that not even Nintendo itself can overturn them. So, as one user named Twink Link discovered to their horror. So,
He
Great.
just likes
props-
Twinkies. That's all.
props to this name, because as they go through the article, they're like, look, if you've seen Breath of the Wild, ever since then, it's been
He's got
very
some
much,
twink energy.
very much
Yeah,
twink and putting out some
true.
twink energy.
Oh, man.
So the player, anyway, he let people in their family use it, and somehow their sister's username got changed on there to Twinklink, and Nintendo didn't like that. They just didn't like it. They didn't like the username because it was derogatory towards their IP. So they permabanned that user, just for the name, I guess. There wasn't even any evidence as far as they say here in the article about cheating or modding
No,
or
it
any
was
of
the
that.
name.
It was the username.
And the best part about it is when
Well-
they called in customer service to get their account.
They
unjammed,
laughed at him.
The customer service rep was laughing at it because he thought
Yeah.
the name was funny.
He laughed, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, no, we can't change those back. We can't.
No,
we can't.
I don't
unbrick
think
them."
I don't think it was because of the name. It was because she changed it, right?
Yeah.
Because if you do things like that to accounts, it thinks you're trying to play this, like, game the system in some
Yeah.
way.
Well, no, she,
That's
so
why
she
why
had-
there's a big issue with selling used Switch 2s right
Yep.
now,
Mhm.
because they get flagged as
This is
something
always
has
Microsoft
decided
ran
is
into the
wrong.
same problem. Microsoft ran into the same problem with Xbox when they were ban hammering systems, because the people would just go sell their Xbox on eBay or on the secondary market for like $250, $300. And it was a great deal, and they'd go buy themselves a new one, get back on, continue their behavior, and then some unwitting second party would get this Xbox that was banned.
been banned. Exactly.
And there's no recourse legally in that way. And that's the shady part of this article that I was saying, is that basically their advice, their Nintendo's recommendation is to return the console to the store
That's
and get a
crazy.
new one.
Wow.
Crazy.
And
Why are you bringing this back? Nintendo told me to, because they
And wha-
permabanned my system.
And so Nintendo is offloading their bans onto the retailers. What are the retailers going to do with those games or with those consoles? You know, and how would and from the retailer's point of view, how would a retailer know if it's been banned?
Yeah.
You
They
know,
won't.
and people are, and so is their banning working? No, it's just causing more. It's causing the retailers to have to buy more devices, because what happens is they sell that device like GameStop or whatever, and it's been banned. Unless Nintendo starts publicly releasing a database of banned machines that they can be checked against, then this is some real shady stuff that Nintendo's doing with these perma bans.
Yep.
And not even be able to release them. Like say a GameStop or another, you know, mom and pop game shop got a Switch 2, and they're like, well, it's been banned, but I paid for it. It's mine now. I'm not the offender. Can you unban it? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
We made sure that even we wanted to make sure that even we couldn't undo it.
That's
That's
crazy.
how permanent we wanted this to be.
To not put a back out plan for that?
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah. So I don't know, Nintendo. I really, you're putting on some major Mr. Burns energy here. You know, blocking out the sun type of stuff. Anyway, that's it.
Keep an eye out for that. I guess if it was because of the name, I guess
Don't buy
the-
secondary. Don't buy
I
secondary
have a
definitely.
market.
Switch story.
You know,
Can we talk about my
definitely
Switch story real
don't
fast?
buy
It's really fast.
secondary. I'm gonna say no because you interrupted and wouldn't stop talking. So,
Tony's drunk with power, guys.
I saw that
that's-
happening.
That just tracks all the time.
It's
Yes.
true. It's true.
That's nothing new, Jaron.
Now, we have a couple of Switch stories, so we will do yours in just a second after mine. The
That's fine.
Donkey Kong Bonanza rumors are true. That game is being developed by the same team that did Super Mario Odyssey.
I expect great things then.
Yep.
Me too.
Super
Is that-
Mario
you think
Odyssey
that's
was
why-
pretty great.
You think that's
So-
why Nintendo tried to dip and dodge around it for a while?
Yeah. So
Before
apparently
they're
this is
like,
this is
We
normal
don't want
practice.
expectations to be so high.
I don't think it was because of expectations. Well, maybe kind of, yeah. But I think because it's very common practice for Nintendo not to say who's developing their games until,
They don't like to share the credit.
well, on the credits, it will say who the developer was, but they don't talk about it beforehand. And I think when I was sitting there thinking about this, I think it is because they don't want you to think of this is a Nintendo game developed by this other development team.
right.
They
Or
want
the
you to see
studio.
it as this is a Nintendo game developed by Nintendo,
Yeah.
regardless of which of their internal teams took care of it. So I think that's kind of what they're going for. Well, who knows? In reality, though, like we've already talked about, Nintendo does some weird stuff. But yeah, so Donkey Kong Bonanza being made by the same team that did Mario Odyssey, and all the previews I've read of people that have got to play it say it's pretty pretty dang fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
All of the free Switch 2 updates have been pretty great.
It's true. And
Yeah.
we were really worried about that.
We were, and when they announced Welcome Tour, I think it was they said originally $20, or that was the rumor, and then the $10 upgrades for Zelda, which end up being free if you have Nintendo Online. It actually hasn't been that bad. Like, PlayStation has charged more than Nintendo. Why is my camera freaking going blurry?
I don't know.
again?
Your camera's having a rough day, though. Yeah, as far as that aspect of the Switch 2 launch has gone, I've been kind of pleasantly surprised as well.
Yeah.
So,
And all of these updates, it just makes the games look so much better on a 4K
yeah.
screen.
well, even on the handheld itself, even though the screen is kind of derpy on that system, it still looks
Derpy.
better. All right, Lando, you got a Switch a story about HDMI Cable?
Yes. I want to make sure I'm not interrupting. That's all.
I appreciate
Settle
you.
down.
I appreciate you for
Settle
doing that.
down. Take your medicine. I take mine every
Yeah,
week.
this is real quick. This is a weird one. I don't know why the Switch 2 is doing this, but there's been lots of reports on it from Reddit, and one of the editors at IGN has confirmed it. But apparently, if you are using an older HDMI cable or the HDMI cable that didn't come with the Switch, it's causing Joy-Cons to disconnect randomly and often, which I find to be very, very strange. But apparently, if you're having the problem of your Joy-Cons on your Switch 2 disconnecting a bunch or often, try switching to the included HDMI cable.
Works on my Switch just fine.
I cannot figure out, and I've been playing video games and using audiovisual equipment for
I'm
a
the
long
same
time
boat.
now. What in the world does an HDMI cable have to do with the Joy-Con connection to the console? There is absolutely no correlation there.
There's
That's
not, but
crazy.
it's fixing people's problems, which
Maybe
is
sound.
crazy.
Maybe the sound connection. Maybe an audio. Does it have an audio piece that?
But
Maybe they have a
would
bad
that affect the Bluetooth on the
HDMI cable with
Joy-Cons?
interference.
That's the only
yeah.
thing I can think of is they're using some really unshielded, crappy
Yeah.
HDMI cable. Maybe.
And I wonder
and
if
then-
it's
tracks.
the old Switch HDMI cable or just random bad HDMI cables that are
I
having
don't know.
problems.
Yeah,
Anyway,
'cause
I don't
I'm
know.
using
When
the
I-
same HDMI cable I had for my original Switch, which is not the Nintendo HDMI cable. It's a different cable, and I'm
haven't had any
just fine.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah, so I switched to the new HDMI cable to make sure I could take advantage of the new 4K or the better video and the thing that makes the blacks better.
HDR.
HDR. Thank you,
Oh,
Jerry.
yeah.
Well, unless you had a really old HDMI cable, I don't think it would have mattered too much.
I don't think it would have mattered either, but I wanted to be sure, so I just used the included HDMI cable because
Fair.
with my Samsung Frame TV, the plug for the TV part's like right next to where the Switch is. It was super
Oh,
easy just
yeah.
to do it, right?
I did the same thing when I set up the dock. I didn't have a dock there for the Switch one because I never played the Switch one docked. So I just used the included HDMI cable because that's what was in my hand at
Anyway,
the time.
it is
Not
super
bad
weird.
news
I agree,
about your
Tony.
Frame TV. It doesn't have real HDR anyway.
That's probably true, but I don't care. It looks good to me, and I had fun.
You don't gotta do
I
that.
had
You don't
fun.
got to do that, Jaron.
That's the correct way to
him-
do it.
him
It looks
have it.
good to me. That's good enough.
It looks good to me, and I'm happy. I am very happy with my TV. It does TV things. It plays the video games.
What were
Now,
you gonna
I
say,
know the
Alan?
OLEDs are better. I know that, Jaron. I've seen them in person. I go to Costco. Like, I've seen the better TVs, and yeah,
Oh,
they
you
are
walk by
better.
those and you're
But
like,
you know
wow.
what? At the end of the day, oh, here's what's going to happen. We're going to finish the podcast here in about 5-10 minutes, whatever it's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be closer to 30 because that's what we do. Is we
Don't
drag these
complain.
things out
Just-
forever.
You know, just let it
I
go.
mean, that was the
And
last.
I'm going to go upstairs.
That was the last one. We could stop right now, but if you want to keep going,
And I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to sit down and watch some Clarkston's Farm on Amazon Prime and enjoy myself. And I'm not going to give two craps about how it looks because I'm watching the TV.
Then why did you buy a Switch 2 if you don't care how things look?
Because my Switch 1 died.
oh, that's right. His Switch one did die the week.
But
before
I
they came
offered
out.
mine at a steep discount. Let it be known.
Yeah, but
but
I
if
wanted
you're
the
gonna
magnetic
go for
Joy-Cons.
it, yeah, if you're gonna go for it,
I love
Listen,
And
Lando
remember, I
can
had an
be a
experience with my
conundrum
son.
as well.
We waited outside Best Buy for 8
Also
hours. It was
an
great.
enigma.
Jared, don't take that from me. Damn it.
Landon can be a conundrum, just like Jaren can be a
No,
conundrum.
it's true. It's true. I
walking
strangely
contradiction.
accept because I like the magnetic Joy-Cons. I accept that. I don't know why. It's ridiculous, but it makes sense at some weird level.
Magnetic Joy-Con level.
Yeah.
All right,
Patreon.
that's the end of this episode.
Hey,
I
what
don't know
about
if
games
you
we're
can
playing? We
tell.
haven't done that forever.
No, we don't
Oh,
have time for that nonsense.
That's the
next
gaming
week, Gus.
show. How often do we talk about games we're actually playing?
I'm down.
All the freaking
right.
time is I review every game I play.
What are you playing, Lando?
Tears of the Kingdom.
How's it going?
Good.
What's your favorite part?
Zelda.
Twinkie.
Zelda
You're
is-
a man who likes the butts. I see.
Wait, butts?
Time to butt stuff.
Yeah, Zelda's butt.
One.
What about
I
hour,
didn't
Zelda's
say
12
that,
minutes.
but whatever. Put words in my mouth, Tony. It's fine.
That was a huge thing online when Breath of the Wild came out.
Oh, yeah.
Was it?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, Zelda's butt. You bet it was.
I had no idea.
Especially because there was a scene where she was crouched down, leaning forward, looking at a flower or something like that. And everyone was taking pictures of it, posting it online.
People are so weird.
Ain't
Right?
that the truth? Jaron, what are you playing?
I think the more appropriate question is, what am I not playing?
Okay, Jaron, what are you playing for more than 5 minutes at a time?
So I've
That
been
should
playing
narrow it
Tears
down.
of the Kingdom. I bought it mostly because it actually runs at 60 FPS now with
It
an
runs
appropriate
great.
resolution.
So much better to play now.
Indeed. I have played a lot of Mario Kart Tour or World with
Me too.
my kids.
It's a great game.
Yeah, perfect kid game there. A lot of fun. I like it. A lot of Fast Fusion, which is that $15 fast racing game on the Switch too. Quality game right there, and is cheap. Recommended to anyone who doesn't mind spending $15 on a game. Let's see. On the computer, I started playing Doom: The Dark Ages,
Because
and
the path tracing patch dropped.
yeah, that game is fantastic.
Purdy.
Oh, I told Tony this the other day, but it addresses everything that bothered me about Doom Eternal. And to be fair, I eventually accepted Doom Eternal for what it was, and I quite enjoyed it. But Doom: The Dark Ages, it's really good.
It's great. Great.
Graphics are great, gameplay's great, story is entertaining. Also playing, let me pull up my library here. Resident Evil Village. I tried that out for the first time.
This gladdens my soul. You need to play through all the way through this game, Jaron.
I don't know
it's
if
a
I
good one.
can. I got
to do it, Jaron.
the zombie thingies. They kind of look like a mix between. Oh, what are those things?
Zombies?
No, those creatures from
They look like zombies.
from the Time Machine from like the 50s version. They kind of look like
The
those.
Morlocks?
Morlocks, yes, they kind of look like
What
Morlocks.
a great show. Good
I
movie.
can see that, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it takes like 15 bullets just to take one down. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you learn how to do it better. And
Is it just at the head? Because I've been doing the head.
yeah, it helps to hit him in the head. I think it counts as a crit. It uses less, but you'll just start to get more ammo and more stuff, so it's not as big of a deal.
And then after I killed like 2 or 3, I realized if you click the right mouse button, it aims, and I was probably missing for half the shots because it,
Oh
it
yeah,
had like
yeah.
the big reticle rather than the tiny.
Oh yeah,
reticle.
you weren't hitting. I was gonna say 15 seems like a lot. It's 15 if you're playing on like the hardest mode because they take more bullets on the harder mode.
Well, I was playing on mouse, so normally you don't have to aim on mouse to aim because you get accuracy with the mouse. So that tripped me up. But yeah, good game. Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered. I love those. I love Soul
Classics.
Reaver 1 when it was on Dreamcast.
Possibly one of the, not possibly, definitely one of the best intros, cinematic intros to a game.
Dude, I love just how dramatic everything
It's
is.
so dramatic. It's
Between
fantastic.
Kane and Raziel,
Yep.
and the voices,
music.
the language.
Yes, fantastic.
So verbose. It's awesome. I love it so much. There's a few others, but those have been my mains lately.
nice.
So
Oh,
yeah.
dog, what have you been playing?
You know what? I'm getting into some of the co-op stuff with my son. I've been going through Diablo 4.
Hey,
So that is and it has been really fun. Playing as a necromancer. First time playing that game. I think my last Diablo foray was Diablo 2 when it
so
came
it's
out
Wow.
with that big battle pass pack that came out that had CDs that you load and the whole deal.
yep.
So, but it's made me want to follow in yours and Kevin's shoes where you guys did the Baldur's Gate co-op and
Oh, man.
the Halo co-op.
You should
Like,
definitely play that with your boy. You guys have a blast.
yeah. So, but the Diablo 4 has been awesome. Just the opening up cinematic scene of that game. I was like, I just want to watch a movie. Like
Blizzard, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing
So-
they haven't lost their touch on is cinematics.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, but
That's
that one's
why
been
the-
consuming
That's
my
why
time.
the Warcraft
and then,
movie was so good.
Yep. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
And then playing that Halo the throwback still.
Yes.
That has been just a hoot.
Halo 3 style gameplay again. It's a lot of fun.
It's interesting to see all the people that Halo Infinite was their first experience with Halo, and you can literally tell the players that never played backwards or never came up because functionally they're handicapped.
It's so different.
in the game, and so you see these players that have really high rankings or they're really high in their whatever their Halo rank, the corporal or whatever, platinum, gold, whatever, and you see them just performing bad, and you can tell that this was a lot of those people obviously are diehard fans that have played all the way up, but you can definitely
Boomers
tell the
unite.
ones- yeah, you can definitely tell
Elder
the ones that-
millennials
Hey,
unite.
that's us. That's us. And there's dozens of us ignoring the world right now.
Oh, man, playing that, it brought me back to my college days when Halo
Yeah,
3
just-
came out.
I mean, if you could distill and bottle nostalgia,
Oh,
that's how you
that's
do it.
I felt it. It was I was back in Cedar City playing co-op, or not co-op, but competitive online split screen with all my buddies.
And I think they've done this before. I think in Halo 3, and maybe Halo 4. Was that Halo 5 was the one where they removed couch co-op, right?
Yep.
So Halo 3 and Halo 4, Halo 3 pure Bungie DNA, still amazing game. Halo 4, they were handing over the keys and it got a little bit iffy maybe, but their gameplay and the nostalgia there is like they took the old games from Halo 2, the old maps from Halo 2, and brought them into Halo 3. And I remember being like, wait a second, I think this much higher rendered map
This looks familiar.
is actually from Halo 2. And then I went back and I was like, and then when Master Chief Collection came out, I went back and played Halo 2, and I was like, oh, we used to love this.
Yeah.
Like this was anyway. So they've done that a couple times, but I've been having a blast with the new one.
I'll have to send it to you guys, but there's or we'll watch it right after. There's a clip I found on Instagram of dad who's probably our age, maybe a little bit older, showing his son GoldenEye. And the way he is, you can just tell he is getting flooded with nostalgia. It is.
And the kid is like, you used to play this.
Yeah. Oh man.
We tried that, and my son went, how do you ever talk bad about Roblox, Dad? And I
To
was
which
like,
you respond, "This was the best thing there was at the time."
yeah, like I want to be like, this was an afterthought. This was the birth of what you call multiplayer,
Yep.
right here.
Yep, GoldenEye.
How dare
baby.
you?
And it was
Anyway.
it was coded in like a couple of weeks by four of the guys on the team that just wanted to do it for fun.
They're like, what if
And
we
then they're
what
like,
if we
well,
played
let's
against
include it.
each other?
Yeah.
And they're like, that was a blast.
Yeah, let's put it in the game. I have been playing a bit of Tears of the Kingdom, a bit of Fast Fusion, a bit of Mario Kart, and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on PC.
I need to play that.
That game is rad. It is super cool. I highly recommend it. It's on Game Pass, and even if you don't have Game Pass, it's totally worth your money. Very good game. Plays fantastically, and the graphics are amazing. And the guy, Troy Baker, who's been a voice actor for a lot of other projects, most notably, he played Joel in the Last of Us games. He does an uncanny Harrison Ford, young Harrison Ford. It's wild.
Awesome.
All right, that is the end of today's episode. Thanks for making it to the end. Before we go, big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers, patreon.com/helpdeskarcade, and Lando's got some more info for you about that.
Patreon. Patreon's awesome. For $1, you get both shows early ad-free with the in-between. You get access to the super secret Discord and something else I can't remember. For $6 or more, Jaron has a shout-out for you on the air. Jaron, do the thing.
Wow.
That is so bad.
There's such a difference between Help Desk Patreon Pimp and Arcade Patreon Pimp every week.
It's 'cause I'm so tired. I'm running out of steam. What is the other? I'm missing a benefit, and it's really pissing me off.
There's a Steam sale right now. You can go get some Steam cheap.
No. For the Patreon
get
people,
the-
for $1.
You get
No,
RSS,
no, I'm saying
RSS feed,
You
the
said
Slack,
you were running
or
out
the
of Steam.
RSS. Oh,
I made
I
a
see what
joke
you did there.
and you missed it.
Yeah.
RSS feed, Slack,
shows
or the
early,
super secret Discord, the in between of which you're the founder.
Yeah.
I think that's what you didn't say was in between.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
Jaron, let's hear it.
Big thank you to David Broshinsky, Interrupting Cow, Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keesaw, and Not Timon. Seriously. Thank you guys. Especially
All right,
Not Timon.
timing.
Yeah. Fourth Dimension Craft on Instagram for all your laser engraving needs. Ivan Reptiled Ist Function. Thank you. Jason Eatman. Please cancel my subscription to ESPN. Burninated Peasant. Be the 8-year-old. I'm just here for Owen's stories. I'm here for content, not a nice, tight pod.
You definitely
10 Tiny
didn't get
Techies,
that
Tweak
today.
Tangled Transistor Towers, tirelessly. I messed
Nailed
it up.
it.
Tony Trips, tossing 10 terabytes of tacos at the terminal. Kyle, if you ever want to mess with your coworkers, just rearrange their keycaps. Gyariga arimasu. Tony Excel and Power Apps Nerd, Pyman Graphics, purveyor of fine geeky stickers. Kurskangar 94, Caslow, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz. The in-between rating 222. Bring back Twyman because one dose just isn't enough.
Just you
DP,
wait.
making slap documentaries for Twyman. Wesley, Tenet is Nolan's most Nolaniest Nolan movie that's ever Nolaned. Stuart Lloyd, Oliver Closealf, and finally, yes, Owen, we do care. Lou coming to you live from Skunktown.
All right. Thank you so much, Patreon backers. You are awesome. Show's over. You made it to the end. Thanks for that. Thanks for downloading us. Thanks for rocking with us every week. Week in and week out.
If you want to go watch Landon wither, you can
Check
go
it
watch
out on
the
the
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, he withers like a plant in the heat.
Slowly
In the
withers.
heat.
All right, Owen, take us out.
Hey, we hope you care.